Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome to part 2 of episode 8. I am so happy you are still here. The fact that you are listening to part 2 tells me something about you. It tells me you are serious about learning English. It tells me you are patient. It tells me you do not give up easily. And those qualities, seriousness, patience, and persistence, are exactly the qualities you need to become fluent in English. So well done. Keep going. In part 1, we talked about many things. We talked about when I first fell in love with movies. We talked about the different kinds of movies I enjoy: dramas, adventure films, true stories, and comedies. We talked about the movies that have stayed with me. We talked about how I watch movies with full attention. And we talked about how watching English movies can help you improve your listening skills. Now in part 2, we are going to go even deeper. We will talk about what makes a truly great movie. We will talk about the people who make movies, the directors, the actors, the writers. We will talk about the experience of watching a movie in a cinema. We will talk about how movies connect people. And at the end, I want to share something very personal, a movie experience that changed the way I think about life. So get comfortable, breathe slowly, and let us continue. I have watched many movies in my life. Some were good, some were not so good. And a few, just a few, were truly great. But what makes a movie truly great? This is a question I have thought about many times, and I have come to believe that a truly great movie has 3 things. The first thing is a real story, not a perfect story, not a story where everything goes well and everyone is happy. A real story, with struggle, with failure, with difficult choices, with moments of doubt. Real stories feel true because they reflect real life. And when a story feels true, we connect with it deeply. The second thing a great movie needs is characters we care about. Not characters who are perfect, not heroes without any flaws, but characters who feel like real people. People who make mistakes, who feel fear, who sometimes do the wrong thing and regret it. When we care about a character, we go on their journey with them. We feel what they feel. We want them to succeed. And when something bad happens to them, we feel it too. The third thing a great movie needs is something to say. A message, a truth, something that stays with you after the credits have finished and the screen has gone dark. The best movies are not just entertainment. They are conversations. They ask you questions. They make you think. They sometimes change the way you see the world. When a movie has all 3 of these things, a real story, characters we care about, and something to say, it becomes more than just a film. It becomes an experience. It becomes a memory. It becomes a part of who you are. A movie is not made by one person. A movie is made by hundreds, sometimes thousands of people working together. I find this absolutely fascinating. Let me tell you about some of the most important people in movie making. The first is the writer. Every movie begins with a story, and every story begins with a writer. The writer creates the characters, the plot, the dialogue, all the words that the actors will eventually speak. The writer is the invisible architect of the whole film. Without the writer, there is nothing. The second is the director. The director is like the captain of a ship. They take the writer's story and decide how to tell it visually. They decide where to put the camera. They decide how each scene should look and feel. They work with all the other departments, the actors, the camera operators, the designers, to bring the story to life. A great director has a clear vision. They know exactly what feeling they want the audience to experience in every single moment. The third is the actor. The actor is the person we see on screen. They take the words written by the writer and breathe life into them. A great actor does not just say words, they become their character. They think like their character, feel like their character, move like their character. When you watch a truly great performance, you forget that you are watching acting. You believe completely that this is a real person living a real life. There are also many other important people who work behind the camera. The cinematographer is the person responsible for how the movie looks, the lighting, the colors, the camera movements. The composer writes the music that gives the film its emotional heart. The editor takes all the filmed material and puts it together in the right order to tell the story clearly and powerfully. Every single one of these people contributes something essential. A movie is truly a team effort, one of the greatest examples of human beings working together creatively. I want to tell you about one of my favorite experiences in life: watching a movie in the cinema. Have you ever been to a cinema? If you have, you know exactly what I mean. And if you have not, let me paint a picture for you. You arrive at the cinema. You buy your ticket. There is excitement in the air. People chatting, smiling, looking forward to what they are about to see. You walk into the dark theater. The seats are large and comfortable. The screen in front of you is enormous, much bigger than any television at home. You sit down. The lights slowly dim. The room becomes dark and quiet. And then the movie begins. In a cinema, something happens that is very difficult to explain. The size of the screen pulls you in completely. The sound surrounds you from all directions. You cannot look at your phone. You cannot do anything else. There is only you and the story. The whole world outside disappears. For 2 hours, nothing exists except what is happening on that screen. I have cried in the cinema. I have laughed so loudly that the people around me turned to look. I have sat completely frozen in my seat during a tense scene, barely breathing. I have walked out of a cinema feeling lighter, or heavier, or wiser than I felt when I walked in. That is the power of the cinema experience. It is unlike anything else. But even at home, if you watch a movie with full attention, in a quiet room, with good sound, you can capture some of that magic. The story still works. The characters still speak to you. The message still reaches your heart. One of the most beautiful things about movies is that they connect people across the world. Think about this. A movie made in one country can be watched by people in every corner of the world. A story about a family in Japan can move someone in Nigeria. A story about a young man's struggle in Brazil can inspire someone in Pakistan. A comedy from England can make someone in China laugh until they cry. Movies speak a universal language, the language of human emotion. And human emotion is the same everywhere. Love feels the same in every language. Loss feels the same in every culture. Hope feels the same in every country. When two people from completely different backgrounds watch the same movie and feel the same thing, something important happens. They discover that they are not so different after all. That beneath all the differences of language, culture, religion, and nationality, they share the same heart. I believe that movies, at their best, make the world a more empathetic place. They help us understand people whose lives are very different from our own. They remind us that every person has a story, and every story deserves to be heard. I want to come back to something I touched on in part 1, how movies can help you learn English, because I think this is so important that it deserves more time. When you watch a movie in English, You learn not just what words mean, but how and when they are used. You learn the body language, expressions, and tone of voice that make up so much of real communication. Here are some practical ways to use movies for English learning. The first method is called shadowing. Shadowing means you listen to a sentence in the movie and then immediately repeat it out loud, trying to copy the pronunciation, the rhythm, and the emotion of the speaker. This is one of the most powerful methods for improving your spoken English. If there is a part you do not understand, rewind, listen to it again, and try to repeat what is being said. This helps you grasp the situation and practice your pronunciation at the same time. The second method is writing down new words. When you hear a word you do not know, pause the movie. Write the word down. Write a simple sentence using that word. Then, continue watching. At the end of the movie, review your list. You will be amazed how many new words you can learn from just one film. The third method is watching the same movie twice. The first time, watch with English subtitles. Enjoy the story. The second time, turn off the subtitles and just listen. Because you already know the story, your brain can focus entirely on the language, the sounds, the words, the natural rhythm of English speech. On the second viewing, you can listen for any words you looked up the first time and really hear them used naturally in context. The fourth method is choosing the right movies. For beginners, choose movies with simple, clear dialogue. Movies about everyday life, school, family, friendship are perfect. Avoid movies with very fast speech, strong accents, or a lot of technical language. Start simple and gradually move to more challenging films as your English improves. I promised you something personal at the beginning of part 2, and I want to keep that promise now. There is one movie experience that I will never forget. It changed the way I think about life. I was watching a film alone at home one evening. It was a quiet night. The story was about an old man at the end of his life, looking back at everything he had done and everything he had left undone. He was not a famous person. He was not a hero. He was just an ordinary man, like most of us. And as he looked back, he felt something that I think many people feel. A sense of time passing too quickly. A sense of wishing he had said more, done more, been more present in the small moments of his life. When the movie ended, I sat in the dark for a long time. And then I did something simple. I sent a message to my mother, just to say thank you. Just to say I love you. I watched that film and I felt something shift inside me. Not in a sad way, in a quiet, important way. I thought about my own life, my own small moments, the conversations I had rushed through, the sunsets I had forgotten to notice, the people I had forgotten to tell how much they meant to me. That is what a great movie can do. It does not just entertain you, it wakes you up. It reminds you of what matters. It sends you back into your own life, a little more awake, a little more grateful, a little more human. Looking back at everything I have shared in episode 8, I see a clear pattern. Movies have taught me English through listening, through vocabulary, through hearing how real people speak and express themselves. But movies have also taught me something much bigger than English. They have taught me about courage and fear, about love and loss, about the importance of paying attention to the small moments, about the fact that every ordinary person is living an extraordinary story, if you look closely enough. And they have taught me that stories matter. Whether a story is told in a book, or spoken slowly on a YouTube channel, or shown on a cinema screen, stories are how human beings make sense of the world. Stories are how we share our experiences. Stories are how we connect. You are listening to my story right now. And somewhere out there, you have your own story, full of challenges and joys and quiet, beautiful moments that deserve to be told. Never stop telling your story, in any language, in any form. And so, episode 8 comes to a complete end. In part 1 and part 2 together, we talked about the love of movies. We talked about what makes a great film. We talked about the writers, directors, and actors who bring stories to life. We talked about the magical experience of watching a movie in the cinema. We talked about how movies connect people across the world. We talked about practical ways to use movies for English learning. And I shared a personal movie experience that reminded me of what truly matters in life. Thank you for listening to every word. You have just completed the full episode 8, nearly 4,000 words of slow, clear English. You should feel very proud. Keep watching great stories. Keep listening carefully. Keep growing. And I will see you in episode 9.